Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah the Father and Yahusha the Messiah, his Son. Hear, O Yasrael, Yahuwah our mighty one is one Yahuwah. This is Brother David coming to you again to bring you the law, statutes, judgments, and commandments of Yahuwah. And we're starting from Deuteronomy chapter 13 today. What do you think about 12? What did he say? You cannot add to the law, nor take away from the law. Anyone who is collecting a tithe in any organization has added to the law. You can only take your tithe to one place. That place does not exist anymore. You can only give it to one party. That party has been scattered all around the world, and no one can identify exactly who the Levite is. If you take it to any other place, you, the party who is paying the tithe, have transgressed the law. What about the person who is collecting the tithe? He has transgressed the law, and he has made merchandise out of you. Do you see what we have to look at today? Everywhere is deception. Everywhere there's a lie. If you don't stay in this book and learn these laws, statutes, judgments, commandments for yourself, anyone can deceive you. They'll take that one verse and make you think it's the gospel. Let's begin. Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 1 to 4. Verse 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder. Verse 2. And the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. There's not many other gods that we know. I mean, we know them all now. There's only one new God that has come up in these last days, and he has an image attached to his name also. But let me give you an example of what this prophet might do. He's going to tell you that you'll receive a check in the mail on Wednesday. It's going to be $5,000. When you receive that check in the mail on Wednesday, and it's $5,000, you are to praise and glorify Jesus. What do? Verse 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or the dreamer of dreams. For Yahuwah your mighty one proveth you. He's proving you to see what you're going to do. Everything is a test, brothers and sisters. To know whether ye love Yahuwah your mighty one with all your heart and with all your soul. This is a big item. He wants all of you. Verse 4. Ye shall walk after Yahuwah your mighty one, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice. And ye shall serve him, no other. Ye shall cleave unto him, and no other. Verse 5. Let's see what we do with the prophet. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. That's the penalty. You cannot do this in America or around the world. These are commands for the kingdom. Because he hath spoken to turn you away from Yahuwah, your mighty one. That's why he's to be put to death. He's trying to take you away from your deliverer. Your soul will be lost. Which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Yahuwah the mighty one commanded thee to walk in, so shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. That's why in the kingdom you're not going to have any of this junk. After the first few instances of people getting stoned to death, and everyone has to come and witness it, the rest of the Israelites will not do this mess anymore. Verse 6, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, not the brother from another mother, but the brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers. Well, there's not really too many gods that we don't know, because we know most of them now, don't we? But I can tell you something, the only or the newest God that we have not known, that has just come up in recent times, his name is Yahweh. He has an image attached to it. That name was never heard of before in history. It just came about now through the Israelite brothers. And again, I must say this. There is an image attached to that name. Who knows who that person is? Verse 7. Namely, of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth, no matter where the location is. If they try to entice you to go and serve other gods, which you have not known, or the ones that you do know, verse 8, thou shalt not consent unto them. Don't go to their ministries, don't go to their fellowships, don't do anything, nor hearken unto him. Listen what it says next. Don't you let your eye pity him, neither shall you spare him, neither shall you hide him. Why? Verse 9. Because thou shalt surely put him to death, kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. You see how the Father wants participation. This act was committed against you. This person tried to destroy you. Who's the first person to throw the first stone? You. Again, can this be done in America? No. Only the kingdom. Verse 10. And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from Yahweh thy mighty one, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Verse 11. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. Once everyone sees this, they're going to be in fear. They're not going to want to go to the church anymore or to the mosque. They're going to be in fear for their lives. Verse 12. If thou shalt hear, say in one of thy cities, which Yahweh thy mighty one have given thee to dwell there, saying, note, has to be one of the cities, has to be in the promised land. Verse 13, certain men, the children of Belial, that means the lawless ones, the idolaters, are gone out from among you and have withdrawn the inhabitants of that city. They've drawn them into worshiping and serving other gods, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which ye have not known. Verse 14, then shalt thou inquire and make a search, and ask diligently. Out of the mouth of 2 and 3 witnesses shall every word be established. And behold, if it be truth, and the thing certain, you're sure of it, that such an abomination is wrought among you. Listen to this. Serving other gods is an abomination. Even being drawn into it is an abomination. If someone wants you to go to their church, that you know that's serving another god because that's a place of worship for that god, should you go? You should not. These gods are against your mighty one. These gods have been set up to destroy your salvation. Remember, all of these things are a test. The Father does not even want you in close proximity to another god because it's an abomination and he hates this behavior. Verse 15. Thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof, with the edge of the sword. Don't take anything. Kill them all, big and small, even the cattle. Seems cruel? This is the only way to keep people from sliding into apostasy. It's the only way to keep people from being drawn away by false prophets. When false prophets come in and they know that this is going to be the penalty, and it's witnessed for the first time amongst the people, do you think that that's a deterrent? I believe so. I don't think they're going to come preaching about these other gods in the kingdom, knowing that the Israelites who love Yahuwah with all of their heart, mind, and soul, and those who are going to carry out his commandments are there. Verse 16. And thou shalt gather all the spoil of it in the midst of the street thereof, and shall burn with fire the city. So you've smote the people, killed the animals. Now you're going to take all of the spoils. You're going to put it in the middle of the streets. You're going to burn it with fire. And all the spoil thereof, every bit of it, for Yahuwah thy mighty one. Who are you doing this for? For your mighty one. You don't want another false god any place in the kingdom. That is an abomination. And it shall be an heap forever. No one can dwell there again. It shall not be built again. You cannot even rebuild it. Verse 17. And there shall cleave naught of the cursed thing to thine hand. No gold, no silver. Everything in that city is cursed. Have you noticed that when worship is going forth of another god, the Father tells you not to even take any of those items? Because those items were acquired by the worship of their God. They're saying, my God gave me this. He does not want you to transfer the things from their God to you and attribute it to Yahuwah, that Yahuwah may turn from the fierceness of his anger, and show thee mercy. You shall be shown mercy, and have compassion upon thee, and multiply thee, as he hath sworn unto thy fathers. What is the opposite? Destruction. Verse 18. When thou shalt hearken to the voice of Yahuwah thy mighty one, to keep all his commandments which I command thee this day, to do that which is right in the eyes of Yahuwah thy mighty one. This is right in his sight. He does not want apostasy in the land. It is protection for you. Why do we need protection, Brother David? Look where you're at. The Israelites already been here. They've been through this. They did not destroy these false prophets in these cities that rose up and began to worship false gods. What was the outcome? Slavery, destruction, our children falling by the edge of the sword. Look at your condition today. In the land of your captivity, still being treated evil. Because of this, idolatry. The Father says the only way to get rid of it, to get it out from amongst you, is to kill the transgressor. And in this case, the whole city. Kill them all, big and small. It may seem cruel, but what'll happen if you don't do it? It'll be death for you. These people hate your Father. They hate your deliverer. They hate the one that you say that you love. I'll be the first to pick up the stone. Continue to part 14. Shalom.